Video. You can't hear me?
Oh, I see you and hear you
Okay,
now.
okay,
Hey,
okay.
hello there.
Hi,
I love that you're
sorry.
outside.
I'm terrible with time management.
It's okay. Me too, girl. Me too. So I feel you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I just came from the gym
Oh,
and
me
then
too.
really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I was feeling bad. I'm like, there's bugs. I love outside with the bugs.
Oh, I feel so. I wish I was outside too. I feel that. But cool. So we both got our workout in this
Yeah.
morning. That's great.
I'm trying to be more active. More,
hmm Do you have like a routine or you just go in doing
um,
what you feel?
doing what I feel is always vibes. Every day is just vibes. But I really love the stairs. So I do the stairs like the beginning and then vibes the rest of the workout.
Gotcha, gotcha. And what you listening to? What is
Okay. Billie Eilish just dropped an album. Okay.
I heard?
That's I like rock. I listen to a lot of bands. I can't name any right now. A whole lot of everything.
Well, that is my jam. I'm very open with my music,
Yeah.
so I haven't listened to Eilish yet. I don't
Oh my
usually listen to
God.
her music.
Oh,
I've heard, and she has an amazing voice, but I guess I should go listen to it. I
listen
should
to The
go run.
Greatest, the first song. I put her on just to feel something and I very much feel a lot with this new
Oh,
album. It's really good. I'm not gonna lie. What she
really? Okay, I'm gonna have to do it then. I'm gonna have to do it. Okay, so before we start, I'm gonna have to like give me like 1 minute. I'm gonna have
Okay.
to. I want to kind of just do a video telling on for TikTok to tell them like, hey, we're on live. Hi, I am currently live on my YouTube channel. I'm here with Sydnie, who is a Aries Sun, Leo Moon, Leo Rising, correct?
Scorpio Sun,
Oh, did
Leo
I miss?
Rising.
Oh, you're a Scorpio sun. Oh, shoot. Did I mess up on something?
It's
Okay.
okay.
That's
I
cool.
feel like I should be an Aries then. Just
Well,
should be an Aries.
I mean, Mars, they're both ruled by Mars.
Yeah.
So
My
technically,
best friend's an Aries, so I always say like you're the external, like you're what I want to be, and I'm the intern.
I
Always.
love that. Yes, yes. But you also have that Leo, though. So,
Oh my.
which, I'm actually surprised because I wouldn't expect a Scorpio to put themselves out there. So the fact that you're
Really?
just that with that Leo in you is like there's that
You
balance.
know, I feel like the Pisces moon is like I feel like my whole big three is kind of chaotic for me personally. I have this emotional, like internal, then I'm like I have this face front of like I want to be seen, but I also don't want to be seen. So
Mhm.
it's like a battle. It's like a personality battle. That's how I feel.
Conflicted,
Very
conflictions.
conflicted. So I
Mhm.
also have a daughter who's a Leo. She is all fire. There's not a drop of goddamn water in that. Can I? No
Ooh.
cursing.
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
Only she's a Sag moon. No, let me think. I think she's a Leo moon, Leo Mercury, Sag rising. It's just Sag and Leo. So she's just.
Dang.
I'm just every day I pray. Every day I pray. And I'm also in a relationship with a Scorpio sun, Leo rising as well, but he's a
Oh,
Leo moon. So the only
oh.
part is the Leo moon. The Leo moon throws me
Wait,
off.
hold on. Now, okay, you're gonna have to get me because clearly I don't know if I've been communicating with somebody wrong. So tell me what your big three are.
Okay, mine. I was gonna say Sag. Never mind. Scorpio sun,
Mhm.
Leo rising,
Mhm.
Pisces moon.
Oh, you're a Pisces moon. We
Yeah.
will pull up your chart. Are you okay with pulling up your
Oh,
chart?
I'm 100%. I'm
Okay,
100.
cool. We will get into that so we can kind of really get in there. But to start off, I kind of just wanted you to kind of like do the basic, like introduce yourself. Who are you? Where are you from? And how you got into spirituality and or astrology.
Okay. My name is Sydney. I'm in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Connecticut's right next to New York. If anyone's like, where's Connecticut? Um, and like, what do I do? I do everything. I do art, music, poetry. I dabble on TikTok. I feel like TikTok's not the same these days, but that's just me. Um, and then I make music. I don't know if I said that. Um, Spirituality kind of was thrown at me. I don't know how to best word it. I grew up Christian, and then I struggled with like mental health like severely, and then I was TikTok kind of introduced it, like the idea that your thoughts create your reality, and then it was like kind of seeds planted at the right time. I was just like, okay, so my thoughts create my reality. I just started changing my thoughts, and I would see things like kind of manifest. And I'm like, this is kind of cool, and so I kind of had to let go of Christianity in my own way because I was like, I would ask like people at church, do you guys believe in spirit guides? They're like, no. So I knew like I had to let that go to develop on this new journey,
Mm-hmm.
and I have no regrets. I have nothing. There's nothing holding me back. I feel like this was like I feel so like this was meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
I've never felt that way where anywhere else. It resonates a lot with me if that makes sense.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. So, before you got connected to spirituality, were you going through something? Because I find that every time anyone's connected, there is some underlining like you're going through something
Yeah.
internally or whatever, and it finds you at the right time through synchronicity with you finding a video or meeting someone. So, what was your like
It was a
underlining?
breakup.
Ah, the
I feel like
classic.
that's just the doors to the divine. They're like, all right, because I feel like love is like a direct mirror to you. So it's like I knew that the person was treating me the way I was treating myself. So that awareness led to me like, okay, started treating myself better, and then finding the right. I wanted more. I wanted love, so I bought a rose quartz, and I want to say that's how it started.
Mm.
That one crystal. Um,
That rose
yeah,
quartz,
that
man.
rose quartz. Then you develop. Then you get into moldavite, and then you get into other.
Mm.
Actually, I don't mind moldavite. I think it's the best thing ever. But continue.
Well, okay. So then what about astrology?
Okay, I think I was always open minded to astrology. I think I'm just surface level. I'm going to be honest. Like
Okay.
I know what I'm learning what the planets do. You know, I know the Mercury retrograde. I know the surface level things.
Mhm.
I'm open to like diving deeper though.
Okay, cool. I love that. That makes me excited. What does your current situation look like as far as like what's taking up most of your time? How are you feeling like as far as like starting something new? Is there anything new starting
Okay.
your
I
life? Are you trying to like work towards something, goals, all that?
So I started therapy. I
Oh,
feel like when you start a spiritual journey, it's all like it's a lot of accountability and a lot of responsibility. So
yes.
I would try to be like, I can do it. I can just like read these books. So I find that my therapist organizes me, and then that allows me to kind of be level headed because I don't want to like spiral, go into the deep end. So I want to like take care of myself. So right now I'm working on like the core characteristics of who am I, who is Sydnie, and that kind of relates to my spirituality is off like presenting myself in the most authentic way in
Mhm.
life.
Mhm.
So that's what's taking up my time. Really, just like who am I? What was I made for?
Mhm.
Um, I think I practice presence and really just trying to just embrace the now. I feel like I'll manifest things and then not truly be happy like a month in. So I want to feel whole wherever I'm at. That's my current place of whatever's happening.
Mhm.
Um, Trying to find balance. I did have a surgery, so that kind of like knocked off my like daily routine. So it's like really adjusting to like this body, who
Mhm.
I'm at, it's all that other jazz.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're doing okay after your surgery.
It's
You feeling
okay.
okay?
I got a reduction, a rest reduction.
How was the experience? You didn't feel anything, right?
Girl, I could write a novel about this
Okay.
experience.
Okay.
So my surgeon, a week after, I developed like a seroma, and that was basically like a lot of fluid and blood clots. So he cut open the incision,
Uh-huh.
and oh my gosh, it like left this big gaping hole, like this big.
Uh-huh.
So as I'm healing, it's growing to be like this big, and then and I'm still technically like not recovered.
Oh.
It's he was hoping for it to fill in the inside. Sorry
Mhm.
if that's too graphic.
No, it's
So I
okay.
literally had a hole in my chest for 2 months. So
Oh
that's how
my.
I feel.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Wow. You are a strong woman, is what you are.
No, that was like, oh, just waking up, you're like, wow. I was never, I was gonna say something crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I feel you though, and I'm happy you were able to, complete that and heal despite all of that. And I'm sure, you got it for a reason. So
Yeah,
that's good.
I felt like it was very aligned. I'm learning like how like the universe works with me. Like so even if like so people manifest like they journal, I feel like I follow the synchronization and I don't even realize it's leading me to what I want. So I think that's really I think it's beautiful when you like you watch it like how everything led up to now. I
Hmm.
love that. That's my
Yes.
favorite part of
Hmm.
the whole everything.
Yes, that is like that's the meat, that's the juice, that's the
Sticky
nutrient.
potato.
You learn through that, and then that's
Yeah.
how you keep the faith for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, so do you want to, before we dive into your chart, because I kind of want to pull your
Okay.
chart up, and then
Okay.
as I'm talking to you, we'll just kind of go from there and use your chart as reference. But did you want to, was there any specifics that you wanted to go over today or right now before we get into that?
I feel like I know everyone's spirituality, so I'm open to hearing like what your spirituality, like what your journey is, um, as well as just like where do, like the same questions you asked me. I love. I last night I was just talking to like my partner about like just like how cool consciousness is,
Mm-hmm.
and I they don't share that same passion for it, so I really kind of want to talk about just like
Ah, okay.
how cool like our reality is if you really think about like the quantum physics aspect,
Mhm.
the everything. I feel like just I want to talk about that.
Okay, so I am from my name is Jessica, but I go by Jess, but it doesn't really matter. I'm originally from Los Angeles, California, but I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, years ago, like over 10 years ago. And I've been here since. And I started, oh, what I'm doing right now, I'm freelancing, I guess you can say, because I'm trying to grow this business, which is where I want to connect spiritual girls from around the world to kind of have a place to be at. So then we can, it's like planting that seed, because I feel like for me, like I've struggled with finding authentic friends because of I have so like because of me being super more spiritual, because of my interest of astrology, it's kind of hard to find people who kind of get that and can speak that language and you can kind of share, it's hard. Even if you like I used to go to a yoga class, and even if I meet someone, there's just limits to where I can talk about, or I have to be a very surface level. And I've
Mhm.
realized that, you know what? I'm not like, I don't think I'm ready to travel the world. Like, it'll be so much time spent if I were to be looking for, like, I'm still open to making friends outside of home. I mean, outside of the internet and blah, blah. But I
Mhm.
feel like I am such an introvert already. And I just am not a partier. I don't get out like that much. And I don't want to have to like go and feel like I have to literally spend all my time trying to find the right friends that I can
Yeah.
actually, or find those spiritual girls or those astrology girls, or the wellness girls who are really on here, really have a deeper level of thinking about life. So that's what I was like, oh, you know what? I know there's a lot of those girls around the world, and they're probably just like me. They probably be at home often, and they probably just working on themselves often, or they're around people who they can't really be their real selves with. It is surface level, or they can go so deep, they can't be vulnerable, all that stuff. So I was like, you know what? Let me create a space that we can meet up here. We can kind of like be ourselves, talk about astrology, talk about our spiritual journeys, help be our guides, but then also create like a thing where we challenge each other to meet in person, whether that's like
Okay.
one-on-one, like, because realistically, I mean, probably if it's small, we're not gonna find somebody that's already in. Like, I'm not gonna find somebody that's in Atlanta. But if it gets big, it could be these people from a bunch of places, and then we can like either meet up like virtually like this and have a virtual friends date that we just kind of do until we can travel to each other, or If some people want to travel, you can, or whatever the case may be. So just
Can I say something?
mhm,
I feel like we aligned in that. I wanted to like start a cafe. This was like later down in the line. It was going to be a
mhm.
spiritual cafe. Um, and then it was going to be like you do tarot readings, and it's just like a safe place where people meet up, just like a lounge. I really wanted that, but I felt like right now for me, focus on myself. But that was in
Yeah.
my vision plan. But something you said that resonated was like being surface level. But I find that the people I meet, they may not be into it, but I feel like it's really rewarding just to plant seeds when they're open and receptive. Like my coworkers would be like, "Thank you, Sydney, for like speaking to me about this," because like now they start implementing that. So even though they're not into it, they find their own path, and you're able to kind of like
Yeah.
help them, even though it's different. But I know consent. I don't want to be like, "Oh, this and that."
Yeah.
They're not open to that.
Mm.
So I find people aligned with me wherever I'm. I don't know, maybe it's a Scorpio thing. I go through like this death and rebirth thing. So I get like a cycle of people, and then like I'll get a new cycle of people. So
Mm.
like I'm used to like um the people matching where I'm at, if that makes sense. So if I
Mhm.
grow, I get like a new set of characters. Not to dehumanize anyone, but that's just like the best way I see it. Like I get a new fresh set of everyone, new spread set of experiences. So I find that if I grow, my life grows with me. So I think that's a beautiful thing about wherever I'm at and whatever life is.
Yes. Yes. You know that what that made me made me think of that Leo in you, that Leo rising, because Leos have this, they're the sun. The ruler of Leo is the sun. So therefore they have this magnetism with even with that Scorpio in you. So you have this magnetism to you that attracts people to you. But also you're this Leo rising, so people, you exude some sort of energy that people just love. So it is, and then you shining your light, illuminating people, uplifting them, just like kind of how you said. It's not as easy for me. I'm a Pisces rising, so I am shy. I am sensitive, and if people are, just like you said, they have to be open minded, and I feel like it's really hard to find for me that kind of those people, or maybe I'm too like I don't want to get hurt. So
There's some Pisces, man. Oh my god. I have a coworker who's a Pisces. I don't know her chart though, but I'm just like, that's a Pisces. Like she's like very out there. So is it like, is Pisces like has a dual aspect? I know we're like they're emotional, like the intuitive, but what about the ones that are just so forward? I'm dealing with too many Pisces who like say their mind, they're a fire sign. I always joke they're the fire signs of the water signs. Does that make sense?
yes, yes, that
That's
makes
how I
sense.
see Pisces, and I see Scorpio. Actually,
What? You think the Pisces are the fire and the
the
water, or
who
the
is a
fire water
fire?
sign? That's
I,
interesting. I would feel
like,
like Scorpios are the
oh,
fire water
oh
sign.
no! I think
No,
it's an
but
Earth sign.
not in a bad way. When I say
What's the Earth?
fire, I mean like because they are ruled by Mars
Oh,
traditionally. So they already have that kind of like that not in a, when I say I identify fire as good, it can be
yeah,
bad though too. But I am an Aries moon, so that's probably why.
Aries
That's
moon.
that's interesting that you find that
Pisces
about
rising with the Aries moon.
yeah.
How are you? How is that?
Interesting balance for sure, for sure. Well, first of all, let me get back
Okay.
into
Okay.
my oh, also shout out to uh Lavenda. Hey girl, I see you in the chat. I'm glad you came through. I also am I've been on my spiritual journey for about a couple of years now, but I actually committed to it about a year ago, and how I got into it was I have always had anxiety. I've been a huge overthinker, very fearful, very always expecting the best. Expecting the best, expecting the worst, just worrier, and anxious. So there's so much behind the scenes stuff. But I used to be a content creator. Um, I had like a big following. I used to do natural hair. I'm JessCreationss, like if you ever want to look that up. But I had like grew over 100K. I had like I was the social media influencer. But then I had a self-identity crisis where I was like, oh, I did a lot of beauty content, but I wanted to do more like deep talks, really deep. And I didn't know about spirituality about then. I was actually into psychology. I wanted to be a psychologist at some point because I really was into people and stuff like that. So anyways, long story short, I had an identity crisis. I left that community or that like YouTube channel because I just there was a lot of disconnect and I felt like I couldn't be myself because I was changing who I was and I really was craving something deeper. So I ended up working at a metaphysical store, which I ended up being the social media marketer for. Okay, I just thought you wanted to say something.
Well, that's so cool. Sorry, I want to work at a store like that.
Yeah, it was so like once again, before I got in there, got work there, all I knew was that I liked doing yoga and that I was into essential oils because I was anxious. And I've heard lavender oil is good for you and yoga is good for you for anxious people who struggle with anxiety. So I just got gravitated to do that there. But then I was supposed to be the social media marketer there. I would film content to get people to come on. And I remember the manager, the owner lady saying, like, this is going to change your life as well as like more than you think it will be. And in my head, I'm like, okay, whatever that means. Like, I was just like, lady, in my head, I'm like, lady, I'm just here to like, I have to learn about the products to be able to sell them, but I'm not planning on using any of this or whatever. And boy, was I wrong. It sure did. That's where my spiritual awakening came. I met actually like real, like people who have been in the, like people who are intuitive, born intuitive with these gifts and that could really like see, like it's just the craziest things. People who do energy healings. And I don't know if you know about
Oh
chakra
yeah,
balancing, past
yeah.
life
I got
regression,
a Reiki
reading.
certification. I did.
Oh, you got a Reiki?
Yes, I love. I
Oh,
have different thoughts going into it now, but
oh,
just to
interesting.
check.
I would love to hear about that in a little while. Okay. Well, actually, well, is it a long story? Can
Oh
you?
no, it's just no. I- no, it's nothing bad. I was like, um, so I don't know if you know this shaman named Shaman Durek.
Mm-mm.
You have to look him up. He's phenomenal. So he kind of like expands the way I think about things. So like Reiki is a healing modality, but
Yes.
I can find that it can be limiting just the way my teacher explained it, because this could be my personal experience. So she explained Reiki, universal energy is coming through you, you're channeling it. But now that I've expanded my view on it, you are the Reiki, you are the energy. It's coming from within you and it's connecting outside of you.
Yes.
And it's powered just by intent. So when I feel like the schools can be good to teach you techniques and get you to be confident, but I
Mm.
feel like the school was like kind of being like, this is the only way to unlock this power.
Mm.
That's my only thing was just, if even just someone telling you that this is the only way, now you're thinking, oh, this is the only way, let me spend hundreds of bucks. When you are that energy, you have the intent the same way anyone else does. That's the only thing that changed. I still love it. I do it all
Yeah.
the time. It's just be more confident in myself, because I feel like with spirituality, there's like, what credentials do you have? Because it's not like you can go to school. You can go to school, but it's like it's different than like math, because those are tangible things.
Yes.
Now dealing with the non-tangible, how can I have this experience be validated? So I think it's so cool. I took a couple of classes, and then something we did was like remote viewing kind of.
Mhm.
So I didn't tell them anything I saw, so we had the same experience, and like I did like a hands-on healing virtually, and then she saw where I was putting my hands like energetically.
Mhm.
And then for me, she saw me as this big light. She was just like, you don't even know that you are this big ginormous light, and
Yep.
wherever you are right now, it's meant to, and that felt so like divinely guided, and it just keeps making me kind of have experiences like that, and it made it more tangible. Like, how do
Mhm.
you explain that to someone? Like, we saw this
Mm.
thing, we're not even like anywhere near. I think the
Yeah.
stuff like that keeps you going. But
Yeah.
that's a little side tangent.
Oh, I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. Now, you have to just be careful because spirituality you got to be careful who you get your information from. Who
Yeah.
are you getting going to school to? Because yeah, there are people who try to like take your money, really, and it's really like spirituality is so simple.
Mhm.
Everything is here.
Yes.
Everything.
Everything.
You low key don't need crystals. These are
Don't need it.
extra stuff just as added energy if you want that.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I feel like, and I've learned that through working at the metaphysical store. A lot of people. Okay, first off, I kind of identified spirituality with crystals because people were just super obsessed with that, and just
Mhm.
other tools like candles. Those were the things, and then tarot and oracle were like, but crystals. People were getting crystals for everything. Just like when
Yeah.
you say that rose quartz, I remember like because sometimes that will help out in the front as well. And I
Hmm.
remember people like, oh, I'm having this crisis in my love life. Like, I need a rose quartz. Could you tell me what crystal to fix it? And I'm like thinking, at first, I didn't know anything about it. So I'm like, okay, people would tell me rose quartz is for this. But as I started really, like, I had to, the metaphysical place had products, but it also had services that was in the back that most people didn't really know about. And then I had to like learn about it and actually experience it. So I experienced Reiki, I experienced energy healing. I didn't try past life regression yet because that's
I
more like
want to. Oh
me
my
too.
God,
I
I
want
would
to too.
love that.
Yeah,
But
I want
there's
to.
so much. There's like 1,000 beans. I'm like, let me just go in my room and just do this myself.
Well, then that's the interesting part because where used to work, it wasn't. It was like maybe 100 or something. It depended
Okay,
on
I
how
could
much.
do 100.
But
That's
some
fine.
people, that's why I said some people you gotta really use discernment with because a lot of
Yeah.
people do be trying to take people's coins out here when it's really like. But anyway, so I had to try that, and when I tried those things, when I had a reading, first of all, and this lady who didn't even use any card, like anything, she just intuitively was telling me stuff, and I was like, how do you know this? And it was like a crazy, that was like the awakening part, and then
Yeah.
we actually like, I view her as my spiritual teacher because we kind of got attached to each other. Now she's helped me a lot throughout my journey. But what was the point of me saying all this?
You know, my
Oh,
brain.
yeah. I was saying, they had that, but then I just know, and then they also had classes there. They had like women's circles, which is one of the things that I first discovered. I never knew anything about a women's circle, and then that's what made me realize, oh, I want to do that. Like I felt
Yeah.
called. I felt like I could see myself like orchestrating that or whatever. And then a bunch of like singing. So the point is, or I guess what I'm trying to say is like a lot of people latch on to the crystals and stuff like that, which is like really the work is either you doing it on your own or you connecting with a guide, a teacher, somebody who is intuitive to help you figure out what you need. Because tools are great, but I think that's a bunch of like fluff
A
stuff.
lot of fluff, heavy on the fluff. And I've learned new ways to kind of utilize the tools, and how to like communicate with the crystal. Like you just hold, like I've learned just like how to communicate with your body. So I feel like where I'm at, spirituality is about relationship with like life and just like
Yes.
even just talking to the tree.
Yes.
So I'll
Oh,
hold
that's
the
so,
crystal.
yep.
I'll hold the crystal, be like spirit of this
Lavender, I
crystal.
see you. I'm talking to a girl. Lavender's
Oh,
watching, and I had give her she did this healthy girl healing meetup with me last night, and we were
uh-huh.
talking about how the trees, like how she. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry,
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'll hold the crystal. I'm like, spirit of this crystal, like, send me a frequency. So I started like, instead of like relying on it, I use it just as a tool, like literally just as a tool. Instead of
Mm-hmm.
like, this is I need this. I can just ask my body, like, connect me to the earth, like stuff like that. I've been
Yep.
asking my body, like, one thing I love doing is like just singing. So I will hold my heart and then be like, heart, I want to release some pain. Can you sing a song that will help me release like the things in my body? Just communicating with myself and like, or I'll be like, okay, why do I have money issues? And I'll just hear, like, I'll get the intuition in myself. Like, instead of like using tarot, I used to live and breathe on tarot decks. Oh my, every morning, every morning, religiously. My cousin joked, she was like, I used to live with my family. They're like, you know how I knew you were up? I would hear you shuffling your deck.
Oh wow, that's so
I was like, I was on it because I wanted something to change, but it's like I'm that change, and the tarot is showing me where the energy of me. And I feel like no one really puts that perspective. So I feel like you have to be that for the world. Like if everyone's
Uh,
telling you to get the crystals, you have to explain it because there is no guide. So we're just following. It's like a one big
yeah.
community. So I feel like we really need people to put the right information out. Like this is really, I feel like
Yeah.
it's really good.
Yeah, girl, you speaking. Yeah, I'm so happy that you're on game because there's a lot of people who aren't. And
Yeah.
that's so true. That's so true. Using that stuff as tools. And I'm laughing about the tarot thing because I feel like that's me at this stage right now.
Yes.
Like I know I have like I've grown through my intuition and I know I'm like, I've built that, but I am very still reliant on like my cards right now because they're extra. It's like but sometimes just seeing it.
Yes. That's why I have my therapist. I'll tell her I know my issues. I need to talk about it. Because I feel like you
Yes.
talk about it with your friends, they kind of see the negative aspect. My
Yeah.
therapist will always be that shining light. So I need her to kind of like just reflect back to, and I told her what I want. I was like, here is what I need from you. I want you to reflect back these aspects of me. I always want to take away. So I
Mm.
think I love how I get to set like my healthy boundaries with my therapist.
Oh, me
She is a
too. And I'm
pastor
so,
though.
oh, she is?
That aspect was different. But she's
Oh,
really respectful.
oh, I
Like I
love
can't.
that. I love that. Oh, and I love that you have a therapist. That's what I want. I honestly, if I could have a therapist or a spirit, because I have my spiritual teacher, but I don't really like to bug her. Like it's just it's not like a paid source thing right now.
Okay.
If I could pay her, if I can convince her to be like, hey, but she's so busy. But it is
Okay.
sound I can imagine how so good it is to have someone that you can go to and just like share your thoughts and that's a trained professional.
I did
Yeah.
it through growth therapy. It was quick. You set up like appointment in like a 2 days. I was like, okay.
What is it called?
Growth therapy.
Oh,
Then
growth there.
you type in like what you want, and then it's like all online. And then it was really fast. I saw her in like a couple of days, and then
Oh,
I started during Mercury retrograde. I don't know. I know not to put the fear into it, but this one for me, it brought up a lot of like wounds,
uh-huh.
and I was a lot of really disorganized and dysfunctional. So I was like, I really think I feel like I was at my limit, and I needed someone to be able to see me and pull me out, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I could have gone but so far on my own. That's how I could have still did it. I just felt like why work so hard when I don't have to. So that's where I
Yes, you're
decided to do
right. And that's good. And that's what I think people need. People
it.
need whether that's somebody to communicate with and to share your experiences or oh,
Sorry.
uh-oh. It's okay. I feel you. I would be doing the same thing.
It's like how do I
No.
love this?
I know. You love it. That's literally me. That's like, oh, I love this nature. And then the
Yes.
second I see, like, I know y'all
Control.
have
I
to.
almost crashed my car because I saw a spider. Oh my! I literally stopped the car mid driving and like pulled over. I was like, it was a huge spider just dangling down.
Oh,
Right?
no, 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 girl. Oh my gosh. That's scary. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Thank
Oh my
goodness you made it out alive. Let's just say
God.
that.
I really did die. I think I just transferred to another step.
Oh, you had that Scorpio thing. You went to that death and
I
rebirth
used
real
one of
quick.
my lives. I have 8 more left. I said I'm grateful to be so open. And I feel like I love learning new things and just I know the discernment aspect, but I am very open with a lot of things. Like you could throw it
Mm,
all at me.
I love that. I love that. Really. Honestly, that's all I ask for people. It should be open-minded. People will close. I just really don't see how closed-minded people grow. But that's another thing.
I learned I was reading like this book called The Biology of Belief. I realized it will bring me to awareness that like you can't heal when you're in survival. So I feel like a lot of the collective, even myself, I'm not gonna lie, is like operating from survival. So I can see like
Mm,
it's not that they're closed minded, they're just really just trying to survive.
mm,
And it's like, how do you pull someone out of that? So I think that's the first step. So that's why I really adore Reiki because it gives you into that where you're more receptive. So it's easier to be
ooh.
like, well, why aren't you wanting to heal? Like they're in survival. So it's like, how do you meet them where they're at? Or
Oh, girl, teach me. Yes.
I
Oh
don't
my
know. I'm
gosh,
just
that was so beautifully said. You know, that changed my outlook. Dang, I'm a say,
I
I'm a
get that
listen.
a lot. I That's literally when I'm at work. They like how I can reshape things. And I'm just like, I don't know.
Yes, there you go. That
I am a
reshape.
Scorpio Mercury. I'm a
Oh,
Scorpio
you
Mercury.
do? You are? Oh, I love that. I love that so
That's
much.
why I crave the depth. It's like
Mhm,
I feel like it's just my Scorpio aspect. What
mhm.
else? But I
Which
don't know.
will,
Oh yeah, sorry. Continue.
no, you're fine. I was just gonna say which we'll get into soon.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. Well, thank you for dropping that knowledge. I mean that's so great. That's so great. So yeah, just to sum up, that's where I am.
Hmm.
You know, started off anxiousness, and now I've learned through meditation too, because that's how I get my grounding. Because I'm not like I'm very much I've always been in my mind, and I realize I've
Yeah.
been leading with my like mind and ego for so long, and trying to control everything. And my idea was like, okay, if I'm controlling everything, I'm safe. And I was just getting in my own way, and there was a whole bunch of things. So I just really had to learn to lead with like trust my body, center
Yeah.
myself to here. So there I'm able to receive guidance and just, you know, all that. So even through my own learning and me committing to it for the past year, doing my spiritual practices, being consistent with it, I've just started to see the magic per se play out in life. And something you said as far as like how do you show people these experiences, or how do you like even when you like how do you discern by knowing who knows what they're saying and not blah blah blah. And that's one thing that I kind of had in my head, because I've been documenting my journey since day one. I've been turning on cameras whenever I like do anything so I can be able to show people like proof, quote
Yeah.
unquote. You know, it's like no one really has like proof. So you have to really, unless you're just tapped in, it's like I wanted to build this like what do you call it? Like a portfolio of like, oh, I got receipts though, you know, like, you know, I know I've lived this, you know, so it's not like me coming on being like, okay, guys, like some people just kind of play the part or walk the walk, but they don't like.
Huh? A rug? Do you have it outside? Can I see it?
But yeah, they don't talk to talk pretty much. So
Sorry,
anyway, that's my good. You're good.
sorry, my neighbor asked me if I want a rug.
Oh, okay. Did you
No,
want it?
I don't know. I told him to bring it up. I kind of, I'm a hoarder.
Oh wow, you're like maybe
I'm
actually.
like,
Let me see what
let me
that
see
rug
what it
looks.
look like let me, maybe it's what I need. I have this tarot rug in my, I love it. I actually adore it.
Ooh, it sounds
It's
like
not
that would
that
be
bad.
cute.
Oh yeah, it's actually really nice.
Not her getting new thing. Look at this. Ain't this the most Leo thing I've freaking ever freaking saw? How did you just
We're
attract
so
this person?
unpredictable.
Okay, well, while you're doing that, I'm gonna pull up your chart.
Okay.
What's your birthday again?
11/18/1999. Which I do love how my whole birthday is like a angel number. How do
I
I?
know. That's so special. Your time,
9:03 p.m.
and place, date, place of birth.
Bridgeport, Connecticut.
You may have to help me with the spelling. It may be obvious.
Bridge. B
Oh,
R.
Bridge. Oh,
E.
okay. Bridgeport. Port.
Yes.
Connecticut. Okay. All right. Before I pull it up, let's see the rug. Let's see what this rug looks like. I'm so determined to look at it.
You know, my whole
It
apartment
showed up during the live, so it must be important for us to look at.
is cute. I'm
Oh,
not gonna
that
lie.
is cute. Okay.
Right? I think this is. It's just where am I gonna put it?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's good for like a bathroom, not a bathroom, just like the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
This is cute.
That is
Or
really cute.
had it in her room, and it smells nice. But
Wait,
yeah,
what smells nice? The rug?
the rug smells nice. You know, you can smell someone's like
Yes,
their
yes, yes, yes.
like how her house would
Oh,
smell.
good. What that means is it got good vibes.
Wow.
Good vibes. It's perfect for you.
I,
Okay. Your neighbors, that's so sweet. Do you just get
I
like that?
like it here. Um, I love how I actually manifested this place in the most chaotic way. Um, the story of how I ever like so I the way I use to communicate with the universe, I'll just talk. I'll be like, universe, I want this, this, this. So I said I want an apartment under $1,000 with 2 rooms, a tree, and so unfortunately, my grandma passed, and this is where she lived. So like 2 days after that, she passed. So I was like, universe, she didn't have to kill my grandma. Like I knew
Oh
I needed
my.
a place to live, but dang. But it was like a blessing in disguise because it had everything I've asked for. The rent is 600, exactly what. So I felt like just that was like my big thing that I felt like people wait for, like, oh, this is real. So I feel like I'd love
Mm.
it here because it reminds me of like what I believe in and how I got here. So yeah,
Mm.
sorry for the
And I
rant.
believe it was all in divine timing for your grandma to leave you with that, for sure.
Yeah,
For
I
sure.
love her so much. I have dreams where like she's in there just telling me she's like proud of how like I like organize things.
Mhm.
I think that's really cool. Like how I know they're never really gone; they're always there with you. So I feel like
Yes.
she's like living with me a little bit. So I got back
Oh, I resonate with that. My grandma passed last year and she was my everything. She was like a parent, a second parent to me, to be honest. And I really resonate with everything you're saying. She definitely left some stuff behind for me too that made me feel connected. And yeah, I feel like
yeah.
yeah, she's definitely here, even though she, her physical body isn't. So so special. So I guess we can get into your chart. Does this look good for you? I use whole sign. I don't know what you normally if you use Placidus, but does everything look
So this is
normal?
cosign.
Whole sign, like traditional astrology. There's
Oh, okay,
like
okay, that's
mhm.
fine.
So yeah, everything looks good.
Everything looks good. Let me
Okay, perfect.
just on my phone, so everything's so tiny.
Oh, okay, okay. Um, okay, so I am going to kind of like we'll get into your sun sign, your rising, your moon, because I want to know your experience of each.
Hmm.
And then if we have time, because I knew we were already going to be over time, I said 30 minutes and I was like, that's cute.
I
But
feel
are
like
you okay
I
with
talk
your
to you
time?
for hours. I could talk to you for like. I feel like I love this, so I don't. It doesn't matter. I'm
Okay, I
okay.
want to be so you good. You don't got plans. Okay, okay. But yeah, I have to be. So I gotta because I
Okay.
am like time is like a I don't even know what I think that's the Pisces in me. I was talking to I just feel like our perception of time is just
We're
so
in
off.
La La Land. Like the daydreaming is real. Like I
Yes,
love
very much.
that aspect of the Pisces.
It's like I have to remind myself, like, no, Jess, time doesn't stop when you're doing what you're doing. Like time is still moving. I feel
Sure.
like right now time is like kind of stopped for us right now. But anyways, so yeah, let's look at your I'm gonna give you what I feel, and then you tell me
Okay.
afterwards, whatever. So the first thing that I like to look at is actually your rising sign because your rising sign is kind of like I like to look at it as like imagine you are in a car and your car in the car is all your signs. It's your place. It's your direction in life. Whoever is steering that car is your rising sign. It's going to direct you and direct like your way of life or moving through life. Okay. It's also the person that steers you to staying along your purpose, your path. It could also be because there's like this is how people first see me type of thing as well. So it's your rising is people what they're gonna see, but then your sun is like your actual identity and your actual self. And then your rising is also like your outlook on life. So kind of like I like to view it as like imagine you're putting on a pair of glasses. Your glasses are going to be tinted with Leo. So you look at life through the eyes of like that. So Leo, for obviously for like I said, is the ruler. The ruler is the sun. So I think of Leo as this being that illuminates light that is there to, I've heard before I really knew about astrology is like the whole stereotypical like Leos like to be the center of attention and they're attention
We
seekers and blah
do.
blah blah. Which yes, but that's a part of their purpose. Their purpose here is to shine their light on people because they are light like that is they have this ability to be able to make people feel good and to shine. They have to, that is their lesson, that's their own, that's what they're good at. So
Yeah.
it's like having working on themselves, that's the one thing I feel like working on themselves so they can provide themselves that love and everything so they can shine it on, but also they like the attention because they want that love to be shown onto them, that fuels their light. So yeah, so anyways, I look at knowing that that's your rising. I kind of feel like you are going to exude. If I first meet you, you do seem like a person who there's something attractive about you, your energy, and it's like you want to just be around that. Plus, like you were saying, how I talked to you earlier, it's like when you're around people, you shine your light to people, in that kind of way. So you just probably are really get connected with people easily because of that natural shine that you exude. And then I look at like what's the ruler? Like I said, the ruler of Leo is your sun. Is sun. So then we look at where your sun is because imagine, like I said, that steer. Imagine we're steering. So where are you steering to through your life? Where are you shining that light or using that Leo a lot? And that shows me we go over to your fourth house. Your fourth house has to do with family, has to do with home. And it could also have to do with your inner world as well, like your insides, your inner feelings and stuff. So that makes me think either you have some sort of something within family, maybe you're close to your family, maybe you want family, maybe you like to be at home, or maybe there's some internal stuff. Does any of that identify with you?
Yes and no. I feel
Okay.
like I kind of wasn't family oriented. That was my one by what I would call personal flaw. I
Mm-hmm.
would like to be more family oriented, but it's like I don't feel that like pull towards it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
more of like I'll stay to myself in my home. But then now that I've kind of moved out, I'm more open to like family coming over. So maybe it was just like my youth was like that, but I'm now I want to be like that. So yeah, that's why I say yes and no.
Mm-hmm. So are you a homebody or would you say you prefer to be out?
I think I'm a homebody. It depends. Out in nature, yes, but homebody for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think, but I kind of see myself just doing big things like traveling,
Mm-hmm.
but like mainly I'm in the house just because it's convenient.
Okay. Okay. Also, feel free. Once again, this is a conversational back and forth
Okay.
thing. So if something doesn't resonate with you, totally fine to be like, that doesn't quite resonate, but this is how I feel, whatever. Just kind of like how you said. And then we look at your sun. So your sun, you're a Scorpio sun. Okay. And that is very much what I identify with the ruler of Mars.
Mhm.
Pluto is, traditionally is ruled by Mars, but modernly it is ruled by Pluto. So I kind of look at both, but I kind of think of Scorpio as that watery fire because that's it. You feel there's an intensity and there's a passion within everything that you feel, your emotions, but it's watered down with that watery. It's more emotional passion, more emotional. The intensity, it could be more emotional, but then it's like Scorpio is ruled by the it's a scorpion, so it's like this outer shell that's very protective, but inside of that it's very watery but also protective of its emotions and its feelings and its depth because there's a deep depth to Scorpio. And I always say Scorpio shows you who they want you to show you. Like most people don't really know Scorpios, to be quite honest with you.
Yes.
There's a lot deeper in that. And then people say maybe who have dated other Scorpios be like, oh, they're so secretive or private, or who are they? They're mysterious. But it's like, actually, do you realize, do you want to go there? Because there's a lot of stuff under there. Like,
That
and
inner
it's
circle
not for
is
the faint of
real.
heart.
As someone who's dating a Scorpio, like it's like I know you, so like this is what's with the surf. I feel like
Yes, like don't try
I
to, I'm
know
you,
you.
girl, I'm you,
I'm
boy, I'm a
really
girl,
you.
whatever.
We're the same person, so what's
Yeah.
up? So am I like if I did like this like astrology match, it was like our relationship literally triggering each other because it's like bringing those wounds to the light. It's like literally myself. in a male version.
Mm. It's
It's
interesting, isn't it? It's like the mirror. You both are mirroring. Yeah.
I wish I have to pray every day because like when because but it also transformed me like okay I can't shut down because like I would love to shut down. That's my I would love to
Yes.
shut down, go
Hmm.
into the inner world process, and that's how he is. And I'm like we gotta where can we meet in the middle, and that teaches us to like break those patterns. It's not easy.
Yeah, I know. I mean, man, two Scorpios. You would think, I mean, that's great because you guys kind of probably get each other.
Yeah.
So you're not offended. But yeah, you both also Scorpios do want to know. It's like Scorpios want to know other people's business, but when it comes to them being put on the spotlight, nah, they want to keep that inside.
Yes, that's his little thing. Why do you want to know? Like, I want to know
Yeah,
everything.
exactly. Why? Because we're bonding because we're. Don't you think as your partner? But then
Yeah.
it's like, oh, so it's that protectiveness because really Scorpios are. I feel them. I see them as like a really not gushy, but they're very fluffy on the inside. But it's so much depth, and once again, Scorpio is this light and dark, and they go through transformation all the time. I really feel for Scorpios because it is kind of like I look as a snake. A snake always shedding its skin, growing into a new, going through the tough, but to go and going through this death, the energetic death, but then finding the light again. And it's like you really, it's a lot, and then it could be a lot for some other people. Then they get their feelings hurt. And then there's a bunch of things, so it's like this protective person, but the positive things about Scorpio is that they are able to dive into like they could deal with the light and the dark.
Yeah.
They've been through transformation. So I think something beautiful about Scorpios is that through their lessons of transformation, they can help other people transform. They can see where people need that and they aren't scared to dive into that where some people may be.
That's why I like the Scorpio Leo combination I got because it's like the leadership aspect of the Leo with the depth and the knowledge the Scorpio's able to provide. I feel
Yes.
like it feels like I'm meant to do something and it's just like, all right, Sydney, you gotta do it though. I don't know.
Yes. Yes, for
I do want
sure.
to share. I wrote a book. It's called like I Exist. It's in the house, but I can grab it. I share poems like kind of like with the Scorpio, or just like it's like an astrology, not astrology, a tarot based book. Like I have the first chapters. I can't remember actually. It's based off the chapters of the tarot, like death. And I want to share like just one poem from it because it's really like, but it's in the house. But
Yeah,
I'll probably
well, we
do it.
can we can end it. We can end it doing that for sure. We
Okay.
can end it off. I would love to because also right next to that sun of yours is Scorpio. I mean the Mercury. Mercury has to do with your communication and has to do with your thoughts. It also has to do with like writing, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that I mean anytime I see sun near Mercury, it's like this person has something to say, but there's an intensity to that too. It is like with that being in Scorpio as well. But then
Well,
another place that I kind of like to look at that can also show you, because I look at sun as like, this is where you shine in life. This is where you go to recharge. The sun represents like self-expression. That's how you express yourself. That's how you express your creativity within whatever you're good at. The sun also has to do with your confidence. The more you identify with your true self, your true Scorpio characteristics, the more your confidence in yourself builds. And then I feel like I don't know if this is present for you, but with it being in your fourth house, it seems like you need to be home a lot to be able to be yourself. There's some attachment to home to where, and that's why I said it could be family too, but it's like you need that to recharge into yourself and be confident within yourself. There's just this attachment with home.
I resonate with that very much. Just like that internal dive of introspection,
Yes.
resonate with the hermit
Yes.
very much. So yeah.
And that's good for you. It's like if you're not feeling yourself, if you feel like you're lacking in confidence, yeah, making sure you be home to do to get back into your internal self and do, all that stuff. So that's like how you recharge yourself. So now we go over to your moon.
Mm.
Yeah, your moon is in Pisces. Pisces is that watery. Pisces is that dreamer. Pisces is sensitive. Pisces is can really I guess what you would call it is Pisces has to be protective of their energy because Pisces is the only water sign that doesn't have a shell. So it can really be really combined, really energies could be sticking to Pisces. Then it's
Yeah,
like you feel like kind of like it's like people's energies get attached to you so much you lose yourself. You don't know.
yes,
Yeah. So, but that's underneath it, So once again, kind of looking at rising. Rising is how you view people, how people view you, your outlook on life, how it steers you to stay aligned to your purpose in life. And then that sun, Scorpio, and then but once again, sorry, if I were to first get to know you, I would see that Leo, and then as we start talking, I see that depth, and I'm like, oh, this is Scorpio. But then if I'm like, if we're like probably you and your partner, if you guys are chilling at home, he gets to see or she gets to see that like Pisces moon.
oh my gosh, the Pisces rule, it's very unpredictable. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and with it being in the eighth house, girl, them feelings must run deep.
I was saying that like I feel it like it's like on me, like it's so deep.
Yeah.
No what? And I'm like, what is this? It really, I feel things so deeply, and it's a blessing for sure because it means I'm alive. It means, emotions could be the guiding point to where it's just, but when you're not able to navigate that, so I feel like understanding my thoughts and how they link to my emotions is my best thing that I'm learning in therapy and all that other stuff.
Mm.
It's driving my emotions with the right thoughts. So kind of recalculating my nervous system
Mm-hmm.
because it was dysfunctional for sure.
Mm. Yeah, I like that for sure. Because yeah, those Pisces feelings could be like so much and they're so watery and translucent. Yeah, they could be all over the place or
All
feel, man, yes, yes. And like I said, eighth house has to do with, I mean, girl, that's another like eighth house rules Scorpio traditionally. So that's like transformation once again. You're internally going through transformation. Not only you live through that, like that must be a comfortable thing for you to be constantly just
like
changing yourself.
learning alchemy probably was the best thing, or that word. Okay, so
Ooh.
I'm
Mhm.
like having this intense emotion. I'm like, okay, let's alchemize it. But my barrier is that I kind of like have this wise spiritual sage in me, but then I kind of get distracted with the illusions, and then I'm like pulling myself out of the illusions is my biggest thing. So I'm aware I can alchemize, I can turn this into love and light and da da da. So I
Mm.
feel like I need to bring that out more by like reminding myself in X, Y, and Z. So
Mm.
that's why I share things with people so they can re-give it back to me. So if I send it to my friend, they're like, well, you told me this. So they kind of hold me to that same standard I put them at. That's why I
Mm.
love sharing, even if they may not be at that level. I
Mhm.
know I may need it myself. And I
Mm.
really need my community for these big emotions.
Yes, yes, for sure. And then I don't know if you're into like a magic or anything,
Hell
but
yeah.
okay, because eighth house is that too. Eighth house is giving witch and but or other thing, the occult as far as like all the magic and everything. So but that's good for you because also when we look at your moon is what you need to feel physically and emotionally safe, to feel like you're taking care of your physical and emotional needs. And for you, whenever I see Pisces moon, I think of water, and then I think of eighth house, I think of magic or intimacy, because eighth house has to do with intimacy as well. So
Like
it's
sex,
some depth. Hmm?
like sex magic.
Perhaps, perhaps, or the act of it as well, or sex period. But it's not even just sex, but it's more of develop, because eighth house sex, there's fifth house rule sex too, but eighth
Mhm.
house is more intimacy. We want to
Yeah.
feel, I want to feel connected to you on a
Yes.
deep level.
Yes, that puts it perfectly. I feel like with the Scorpio, like the sex drive, you want that deep connection, and then you kind of you go to people trying to get it, and then it's like it's always surface level. So I find that just the relationship, I really value depth. So that was really accurate. Very, very. I used to call. I thought it was a sapiosexual, where it's like you're attracted to the intellect. Like it's not. It can't just be physical for me. I need
Yes, exactly.
steak and potatoes.
You do need that real serious, because also Pisces is unconditional love. You
Mhm.
know, they want that. They give it and they want the same. Another, I feel identify with Pisces, because I have Pisces rising, I have
Mhm.
Pisces Venus.
Ooh, ooh.
So yeah, so I know about unconditional love, but I also know that we can be need to be protective of our energy and who we forgive that love to and give our time to, but we can also be self-sacrificing. We can give to so much people and then be starving because we don't have the same in return, kind of thing. Or it's, I kind of I've looked at Pisces as like making sure you're filling your own cup, because if your cup is empty and you still trying to give, like how you not, what are you giving? And then how are people replenishing that cup? You know, you just gonna be like over here, like a, it's the Pisces is the fish. So it's like a fish out of water, just floating and
I
trying to.
who worded it, but they said Pisces is like related to the ocean. But I can't remember what the other Scorpios. No, maybe it was Cancer. Actually, I don't remember it now.
What? Oh.
It was like the correlation to like the water depth. Like I don't know if it was Cancer or Pisces, where
Mm.
like they're the whole grand scale of the ocean. I don't remember,
Oh, CO2.
but
Okay.
if you can fill that in with your own
Yeah,
insight.
I think Pisces is definitely like the grand, like the whole water.
Hmm.
And because it's like the emotions are so everywhere and out there, and it's, and then with the Cancer though, well, once again I say, because Pisces is the fish, there is no protective layer, so it's
Yeah,
like feelings just out there and being spread to whatever, you know, rather than Cancer is more like it's probably going to be in its families. You know, imagine if you look at a lake that is the Pisces, the whole lake, but then the people that, or the people the fish that be with a family and then be in their groups, that's the Cancer, because Cancers are that family, you know, they're into their family and they're protective, so they're sticking to that. And Scorpio, man, Scorpio at the bottom, like not saying this is in a bad way, but they're at the dark parts of the oceans, the dark murky parts, that is like, come over here if you want to, there's magic, but there's also darkness, and can you handle it? I pulled a card.
woo!
Yeah, so I kind of just, I'm gonna read it right now just because why not? Oh, do you work you, oh, you, so you're into tarot, so you know.
I got my whole shebang.
Oh, bet. Oh, that's, I'm so happy, because let me tell you, I've been an oracle girl forever.
Mhm.
I just bought this tarot deck, so I'm not in, like, I still don't know. I still have to read the book, so I'm interested to see, like, you know it exactly. So anyways.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so this is what came out. Ten of
What's
Cups.
Aw, stop.
So what is that? Before
Okay,
I
so
go.
cups are the water, so they're relating to our emotions. So you use the astrology, not the astrology, numerology of 10, which is like it's like fulfillment. The 10 is like you completed the cycle, you accumulated. So I feel like when I see a 10 of cups, you learned a lot of lessons. I feel like it suits perfectly. It's like the happy ending. You're emotionally
Mm.
fulfilled. You're filled. All your cups are filled, and you're just
And we were
relishing in
just,
that.
you know, Lavenda, if you're watching this, we ended off talking about filling each other's cups, about filling
That's
Pisces, filling cups.
advice with tarot and connect to the emotions. I think your astrology background is going to be perfect
Yeah, I
with that.
know, I know.
And then the numerology, understanding the numbers, like twos are choices, threes is community, four is balance. So once you get the numerology and then the soup connection to the elements,
Mhm.
I think you're gonna be perfect. Well, you are.
Ah, I'm gonna read. Well, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but yes, the Ten of Cups is a reminder of our emotional life at its best. This is the experience of having what we want and wanting what we have. It speaks of healthy and fulfilling bonds with others and a harmonious home life. When we feel love, hope, connection, and joy, we are on top of the world. You have permission and every right to enjoy this sense of well-being and connection with those whom you love. Once again, it's so funny how we're talking about this, and we're literally was talking about
Yeah.
penis. Not penis. What? What am I thinking about? Am I think where's my mind? Speaking of
That's where
sex,
my mind is all the time.
oh gosh, that that would make sense. It says savor and delight in it and in your good fortune. Ah, joy, peace, family, connection, home, harmony. That's so nice. That's so nice. That's how I think of you when I look at that sun.
Thank
That
you.
connection, that home, that peace, that
I
internal
view
peace.
myself as a page of cups. I love just speaking in like tarot. If in my ideal world, my friends like, "What's wrong?" I'll be like, "Two of Swords, Three of
Ah,
Swords." That's how I would love to communicate. Hermit, Tower, Death. Like all that's how I would let, and they were like, "Oh, okay, I'll give you your space," and I'm just like,
oh, see, they
"Yeah,
know that. See, that's the type of friends I'm trying to get. Like that
oh,
that
thanks."
speak that
Oh, I don't have
language.
it yet. I don't have it yet, but
Oh,
I would
you're
like
saying,
it.
oh, that's what you're trying to get. Gotcha. Gotcha. Me too, girl. Me too.
I love
Um,
TikTok because you could say like you could say that, and then there are people they may not be your friend, but they
mhm.
like, oh, I get you. So I love TikTok for that.
Yes. Oh, I love that. If only I could communicate that like that with my boyfriend, so he could know. I don't even have to tell you, okay? I don't even have, yeah, that's another story. I know.
I just want to be understood, and I feel like I go out of my way to make people understand me, and that may be like where I have my anxiety because
Mm.
like I put on a front for who I think I should be. That's a whole side little tangent, but
Girl, your
yeah.
Pisces moon is showing right now because that was all Pisces moon right there, for sure, for sure. And that craving to be
Yes.
pinned to intimately and that shared bond that, it's just so deep. It's so deep. You have all that depth in you, which is a
Yes.
beautiful thing, but it is, it's a I don't want to say blessing and a curse because I wouldn't describe it as a curse, but it can be that challenge for sure.
Challenge. How would you feel with like a Scorpio with Aquarius? Because I feel like I've always dealt with them.
Mhm.
How
Did you have?
you?
Oh, that's interesting that you have.
Oh my gosh, my I feel like the universe kind of like was like I don't know. I've only dated the Aquariuses before. That's the real tea. Everyone I dated was an Aquarius. Every single one. So I felt
Mm.
like where in my chart am I either was pulling that in. So
Mm.
when I don't know, that's where I was like I kind of want
I'm
to
so, this is so funny that you asked because we go over to this little person over here, this seventh house right here.
uh-huh.
You are, if we looked at like soulmates, who you are good at being with, who you need more in your life, is actually Aquarius. Do you see
Please
all the
stop.
stuff you have in your seventh house? Seventh house rules relationships.
Is that why?
Yeah, that's why. That's why. That is
Oh
why,
my
girl.
gosh. So the person that like that triggered my awakening was Aquarius. It
Ah,
was
that makes so much sense because you have Neptune in your seventh house. Neptune is the ruler of like spirituality, all that dreams. It's like you would identify Pisces as far as like that imaginative world kind of thing.
okay.
So that is so interesting that an
That's a
Aquarius
lot.
for you.
Wow. And what's
Wow, wait,
that?
hold on, let me see. South no, but it's interesting though, and I'm interested because you seem like you're talking about these relationships like they weren't
Uh-huh.
there was like not to say that they weren't the best, or maybe there's some underlining
Hmm.
struggles with them. Is that
You know
true?
the normal nonchalant, unemotional, available, the typical story arc of the generation we're in. That was the vibe. It's like the love of your life, but like not the right time kind of thing. And it was just like, oh. So that's the underlying.
Mm, You know, it's interesting though, because it does say for seventh house, you have Uranus in there too. So I don't know if you've either experienced a lot of change within your relationships or you're always changing your relationships. There is some like always like there's some instability with that.
What? So will that ever change? I just need to know. Will that change? Because
um
I feel that so much. That like remember I told you I always change the friends based off who I'm at, or like if I'm growing, I get a new set of friends. It's like
oh
when people come
yeah.
off. But in my
Uh-huh.
relationship, everything like every 3 months is a new set of like presenting issues or quote
Mm.
unquote. And I'm like, when can I ever be stable? Like, will that change? I just need to know.
So I won't say it will change, but you can learn to work with it in a way that it works for you in some level.
Okay.
Now with Aquarius being in your seventh house, I look at the seventh house as being because it's the opposite from your rising. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so you're Leo rising, and Aquarius is more about it's like Leo's like wants that is wants to be in the center of attention is that light, but Aquarius is more like a group, a community of people. It's like other people. It wants like it's more a community focus rather than just like it's self focused or whatever. So but it balances you, so you actually need Aquarius energy to help you in some way. That's like the yin to your yang.
Mm.
Um, Now it could be challenging, but it's necessary. But I think for you, you probably should just you will work best with people who have stuff in there that have Aquarius placements, but don't not just a lot. Like it has to be balanced. So it probably
Okay.
has to be balanced with some water placements and maybe some fire too that will really connect with your place with your other placements. Too much Aquarius could be not good for you. It could cause a lot of instability. But yeah, it just shows that well, we don't have to go deep, and we also
Mhm.
this is like this would be like a separate thing if you want to go and dive deeply into your everything. I do offer like readings and stuff like that. That's more, but kind of a general idea is like
Mhm.
why we would get into why your relationships change a lot. What is the change? What is the need to break free from? There's this seek for freedom or like
Yes,
that kind of thing a lot too. So we will have to like go into depth more. This is like
definitely
without
want
putting all your business out on the internet and stuff like that. But to
that.
understand that and understand where is how can you work with this energy best because it is in your seventh house and this is going to reappear, but there's a reason and it's a good thing even though it may be a challenging thing.
I want
So
astro therapy. That would be exponential.
yeah, so once again, this is not me marketing myself, but if you would like a reading, I
Mhm.
do 30 minutes first if you want, or we can just dive into an hour, whatever works for you. That's another thing. But yeah, it is kind of like astrotherapy, I guess you would say, because I work with.
The astro therapy. That could be your.
Oh, is that your cat?
Oh yes, this is my ancient old.
Oh,
Oh,
hey.
am I showing her? I can't see.
Oh,
She is 16 years old.
oh my.
My old lady. So
Hey
hi.
there. Hi. You look. Oh, no, you don't want to talk to me.
Well,
Oh,
she
you
wants
like.
attention.
Oh. That is so cute. See, I want a cat. I never had a cat. My family didn't like cats. Everybody thought cats were mean and evil and stuff. And
No,
now,
I did too.
oh, you.
She changed it. I just got her too, so I don't know. I'm very impulsive. I had a dog, and now I have a cat. So it's just like whatever I want, I do it, and then I'm like, what did I just do? But I don't regret anything.
Oh, wow, wow. Well, I thank you for that. Now that just makes me realize I really need to get a cat.
No, I recommend it. Like I feel like she's, and you know what's crazy? I was really working on intention, so I was like, all right. I focused like just like the morning of when I got her. I was like, I want a beautiful cat that I'm not allergic to because I'm allergic to cats, and then I want them to be calm and loving and everything I asked for. This, and I said free. I said free. Got her free.
What?
She came with everything I needed. like the food, and that same day, and I the same day, and
Oh
I
my
was like, all
girl, you
right,
got that eighth house, man. That's connected. That magic. You like, yeah, whatever you kind of voice. That's
yeah,
so crazy.
this is
Wow.
cool. So that's what I like to play with. I don't know if you heard of Abraham Hicks, like the segment intention. I play with that all the time. I'm like, today I set the intention for free food. And my partner, there's free food downstairs. I don't know. Like I'm really working with
Wow.
that with the just the intention. That's my favorite manifestation technique. Just
Mhm.
intending to have it appear, and it really will.
I love that for so much, so much. That's so good and important. And like with you having that Pisces moon, like you take care of yourself the best when you also kind of tap into to that magic, doing your own. Like I think of eighth house as like, yeah, you having your own magic or your rituals or whatever, and you're going to those practices and you're taking care of yourself and you're having that intimacy time with yourself too. It's important for others, but if we're thinking of self-care, you providing the things that you probably give to people, you know,
Yeah.
it's very necessary for you. So having that self-care, tending to your feelings, but doing it in a spiritual way is so spiritual and all that stuff. So and that magic.
That's definitely in my filling my own cup. I resonated when you mentioned that about
Yes.
I
Yeah.
need that because I have to, the world a direct reflection of me, and I have to stop looking at the mirror for the flaws and just so that's my current thing. What don't I like externally, and where is it stemming from internally? So that's my current like what I'm like practicing and utilizing on my path. So that
Yeah.
was a lot.
Well, good, good, good. So yeah, that is kind of like because I have to be conscious of time because I will be out here all day.
Oh
But
no,
this,
I
but
do want to share
but
this
yeah, yeah, yes,
before.
yes, yes. Let's hear.
So would you want? I don't think I have a back camera. I'm gonna show. If it was my phone, I would have flipped it around. So my sister did the
Oh, actually, let
cover
me turn this. Let me close this. Right.
myself. Okay, let her big head in there. So it's backwards because I don't know how to flip the camera. So my
Oh,
sister did the cover. It's a little
that's so.
wonky because it's flipped. So I have like the flower of life in there. It's, honestly, this is how I would describe myself.
Okay.
Like this, the transformation of the butterfly. Like this represents the Scorpio and then the Leo. Like, hey, I'm
That
here. So
shine. Yeah, that
that's what
light.
this one is for me. I'm gonna see if I can flip this over.
Okay.
This is I don't know. I feel like I'm not a technology girl, but I
No,
am. Sorry for the lack of
you're fine.
quality. Okay, so this one says Scorpion sun hang lying in my room, the endless cycles of life and death simultaneously combusting in my lungs, the daily demands of life, and my cat just bit me.
Cat, like, don't be
As I
exposing.
was
This is
reading
our
that,
personal stuff.
excuse me. She literally just, why would you do that? You know, they don't want you to be great out here.
It'd be your
Like, why
own
would you
people
do
too.
that? Okay, I'm so sorry. Like, why would I'm really kind of shook. Okay. The daily demands of life I reinstall into my memory, sip my morning cup of aches and pains, recipe created by the devil themselves. Sometimes a generational curse are the beliefs passed down that we never truly believed in. I drink my sorrows, brush my teeth with rum. This daily metamorphosis makes me numb. When does it end? And that was like just my experience of so each chapter is kind of like that was like I think that was the hermit. So
Mm-hmm.
like each chapter represents the major arcana. The death is like me shedding
Mm.
the like the labels, and the judgment is like applying all of that. Let me see if I can. I'm trying not to go over time. Oh, Sydney. I think the second part, like the death, is like I kind of like let go of like this one says like I have many names, yet I am no one. A poet, a daughter, a son. I'm faithful to external identification and dishonest to my truth. I this one that quote for real kind of like represents me. If I can crash into every lie and set it ablaze with my lonely, I would always find myself burning. So yeah, that's
Mm.
that representing. But then that's not. Yeah, I could talk. about that for hours. But I just wanted to share that.
Wow, that's so special. I love that. I'm so happy that you even created that. Like, that's amazing. That like was I well, first off, is there are you selling it?
I am. I am.
Okay, perfect. Can where can we go? Can you send me
Okay.
the link or
Yeah. You can just type in Sydney Shore on Amazon or
oh, Sydney Shore on Amazon?
but I can send the link. I don't know how to do this.
Oh
It's
yeah,
so
see,
fun.
Lavender, the one that's the girl that's in here, she says, love the poetry book. Is it available for purchase? So yeah,
Yes.
you got two people who's trying to purchase because I will do that. Okay, so Sydney Shore, your name on okay.
Um, that one I just that one's new, so it's may not have much like feedback. So honestly, I'm very grateful for feedback. I have not been promoting. I'm going to try. But
Mhm.
my other one, I Exist, is the more popular one. That's
Mhm.
like a self-love favorite. Depression and His Friends, I personify depression, anxiety, regret, rage as if they're real people. So the whole book is like a conversation, like as if these are real people in your life.
Mhm.
So I'll be like, anxiety added me on Facebook, then followed me on Twitter. But I do it in like a poetic way, and I love that one because it's so creative.
Mhm.
I have Afraid of Love, all about Aquariuses. And
Ah!
Unleashed. Unleashed is like me showing my face to the world. So it's basically all about me, and I feel like that's my bridge to collective to the people who are going through those things. So that's
Mhm.
how I can put like how I transformed. It's always like the issue, then a resolution. So I kind of like it because it's like it helps people understand themselves because they relate, and then they can apply it and improve.
Yes, for sure. And that's what it's all about, really, this whole journey. And that is just so beautiful. And I really, that, like that book, I mean, you being a teacher, that is very much connected to your midheaven, like your career, you know? You have this way of being able to voice and write out your feelings, your depth that hits people and it's so beautiful that it's like poetry is a poem because that connects to your Pisces moon, which is so dreamy and poetic.
Yeah, I feel like
So
my whole
that's so
chart is
yes,
divinely guided. I
exactly.
love it very much.
Yes. So I'm so happy for you. Well,
Enjoy
this
the
has been a
energy.
pleasure for
Thank
sure.
you, because I really could talk to you forever. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I've same for sure, same. So thank you for being brave enough to be the first one on here, and I'm happy we got synced to each other
Yes.
for sure. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And
Thank you.
yeah, thank you. And I'm like I said, I'm gonna put your link. You said Sydney Shore on Amazon, so
Yes.
I'll find that. I'll put it in the description box.